Welcome to the Sports Desk. I'm Joe Polinsky. A loss to Villanova wasn't the way Temple wanted to start their football season, but Al Golden seems to have the team headed in the right direction. The Owls are now 2-0 in the MAC Conference. Their latest game was against the Eastern Michigan Eagles. During the game, Temple ran all over Eastern Michigan. Rookie running back Bernard Pierce scored 2 touchdowns and racked up 180 yards. He became the first Temple player since Tim Brown in 2006 to rush for 100-plus yards in consecutive games. The Owls improved their record to 2-2 with a 24-12 victory and are in first place in the MAC East Division. The leaves are falling, which means we're that much closer to the tip-off of basketball season. The men's team will play their first regular season game at McGonigal Hall since 1997 when they take on the Falcons of Bowling Green. The women's team will play 7 games at McGonigal, including a matchup against powerhouse Duke, and 7 games at the Leocourse Center. The Temple volleyball team has had its struggles as of late. The Cherry and White are 6-7 on the year, with the bright spot being Yunyi Zhang. The enforcer has been named OwlSports.com Athlete of the Month. Zhang leads the NCAA in kills with 231. The Owls will be back at McGonigal Hall on October 16th, where they'll take on the Fordham Rams. They're wild, they're crazy, and they just may be the biggest supporters of the Temple sports program. Updates Dan McKinney takes a look at a group of Temple students who take school spirit to the next level.
For Temple University, we're gonna fight for the cherry and the white. We will fight.
Meet the Cherry Crusades. Members of this student-run organization gathered 2 hours before home football games at Lincoln Financial Field to blanket their bodies in paint.
Oh, right over the belly button. Oh, right in the belly button. That's not coming out for a while.
But for them, this is normal.
That's definitely not for everyone to just be like, okay, I'm going to go paint my body and then, be dyed red for 3 or 4 days, because it definitely takes 3 or 4 days of a couple showers a day to get all the paint out.
Luke is the president of the Cherry Crusades and recently led the group to Happy Valley for the Penn State Temple football game.
And, I was getting texts from my friends, they could hear us on TV. People across the stadium said, we had a nice little pocket of cherry in that sea of white.
Now meet Freddie Saporito.
Woo! I like people noticing me, so I figured being painted up is one of the ways to do it.
But being painted up and chanting the Temple fight song is just the beginning of what it takes to roll with this crew.
You gotta be loud. You gotta be into it. You gotta be in their face.
That's right, 82! Coming back!
About the whole entire game. Like, you can't die down at all.
But most importantly,
you gotta be a little nuts.
Oh, you suck!
And once the game starts,
it's a rush, really.
For the past 6 years, the Cherry Crusades have been providing the noise for every home Temple game. And under the leadership of Luke Butler, this organization continues to grow rapidly. But this is what College Football Saturday is all about.
Let's go, Temple!
Reporting from Lincoln Financial Field, I'm Dan McKinney for Owl Sports Update.
And guys, the Cherry Crusade really prides themselves on making the football games as energetic and fast-paced as they can.
Yeah, they're looking like they're having a ball out there.
Well, I think they're nuts, so. Okay, and now with the Update Music Trivia Question of the Week, here's Natasha Truitt.
This is the Temple Update Music Trivia Question of the Week. I'm Natasha Truitt. The #1 album in the country right now is Jay-Z's The Blueprint 3. For this week's question, we want to know who holds the record for the most #1 album. Is it A, Jay-Z, B, Elvis, or C, The Beatles? We'll be back in 60 seconds with the answer.